At this time, we'd like to ask everyone to please stand for the procession of our graduates.
This time we would ask everybody to stand for the playing of the national anthem. Graduates, you can face the flag out that way if you would.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome. On behalf of the Wellsboro Area School District, it is my privilege to welcome everyone to the 144th Wellsboro Area High School Commencement and the first ever Wellsboro virtual graduation. At this time, I would like to recognize all of our veterans and anyone working in the medical field, especially our first responders. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge any senior who has or will be receiving an academic or athletic award and scholarship, and any senior who will be receiving any of our memorial scholarship awards. Congratulations on your accomplishments. To the class of 2020, it has been an honor to be your acting principal and to work alongside Mr. Bird and Mr. Outman for this school year. For many of you, I was your principal while you were in the elementary school, and I am proud of the person you have become. As a class, you have many gifts. You have maintained excellence in the classroom. Your athletic teams always made us proud. Your clubs and organizations grew and became an integral part of our community. Your band, chorus, and plays were always outstanding. It seemed like anything you touched, it became better. Along the way, there have been many lessons. I urge you to take the lessons learned both in and out of school and use both successes and failures to your advantage. Take what you have experienced and make it work for you. Approach each situation as the glass is half full, not half empty. Continue to be involved and make the world a better place. As I close, I want you to remember a few life lessons you have been taught along the way. It does not have to be perfect, but it does have to be your best. Be thankful and appreciative of sacrifices people have made for you. Stand up for what you believe in. If you are always talking, then it's hard to be listening. Be confident you can do it. And finally, remember, no matter where you go or whatever you do, we love the class of 2020. God bless. At this time, we will have Dr. Brenda Freeman, Superintendent of Schools, to address the class of 2020.
Good evening, parents, family members, friends, faculty and staff, administrators, board members, and most importantly, our seniors. Before I share a few words with you, I'd like to thank the people who have put in countless hours to prepare for this evening. Without your efforts, this event would not have been possible. And now I want to talk for a brief moment on independence, because graduation leads you one step closer to your own independence. From the time you were born, you were dependent on your parents. They took care of all of your basic needs, and it goes without saying that you would not be here this evening without them. As you slowly grew, you began your journey towards becoming independent. From your first solid foods, your first word, your first time that you slept all night, to your first real step all by yourself, you were making your journey toward becoming independent. In fact, your journey carried you on as you entered kindergarten and first grade. You learned how to sit in your seat quietly, walk in a straight line. You learned the alphabet, your colors, how to read, how to get along with others. You met your best friend. You caught a football for the first time. You dribbled a basketball, kicked a soccer ball, hit a volleyball, learned to swim, and wrestle at recess with your friends. You learned how to make your parents, your teachers, and your principal proud of you. Then you experienced second, third, and fourth grade. And as you grew, you experienced sleepovers with your friends, how to ride a bike, what true best friends really mean, how to study, how to sing with a group, how to play a musical instrument, how to take standardized tests, and leaving behind your elementary days to go to the middle school. And in middle school, your years brought even more experiences in becoming independent, changing classes, having multiple teachers, class trips, school dances, learning to be passionate and driven about swimming and basketball and softball and football and cheerleading and wrestling and reading and dancing, singing and playing in a band, learning how to cook and to bake, to use power tools, and how to leave behind middle school years to enter the high school. And in high school, you began to truly explore careers. You joined clubs and activities. You formed bonds with athletic team members. You learned to drive. You had your first date. You fell in love, and then fell in love many other times. You participated in ag science because of your passion for animals and agriculture. You mastered building and construction trades, explored the restaurant industry, acquired your first paying job. You participated at district and state level events. You won championships. You competed at the Tioga County Fair, decided on a career pathway, discovered your true passion for art and for music and for public speaking. And you decided where you would attend college or if you would join the military, whether you made plans to become serious about what you really wanted out of life, and struggled with how to say goodbye to your teachers, your classmates, in the Wellsboro Area School District. All of these experiences led you one step closer to your walk across this stage to receive your diploma and begin your journey of truly becoming independent. Through all of this, there is one thing that I would like you to remember. No matter where your independence takes you, remember your time spent in the Wellsboro Area School District. Remember the gas-lit Main Street of your community. Remember that you always have a place called home. This school, your community, and your parents' house will always welcome you back. Good luck, best wishes on your journey, and congratulations to the class of 2020. We truly do love you. It is my great pleasure to introduce to the class of 2020 your guest speaker, Mr. John D. Lenardis, also known as Coach D. Please welcome to the podium your Coach D.
Good morning. How are you? Good. Thank you. I'm glad somebody's out there awake. I want to first of all thank you for asking me to speak today. It's kind of a real honor and a privilege to be here speaking to you today. I hope you get something out of this message. I have a $20 bill that I would like to give to one of you with no strings attached. The only thing I would like to tell you is I love Milky Way bars and Cherry Coke, okay? But just so you know, no strings attached. Raise your hand if you would like this $20 bill. Good, that's more response than I got last time. Good. What if I take this $20 bill and I fold it in my hands and just crunch it all up? What if I would take this $20 bill, set it on the podium here and stomp on it? What if I would take this $20 bill and set it under the tire of my car and run over it a couple times? How about at the end of this commencement speech, I stick it in my pocket, take it home, put my pants in the washer and wash it At least you wouldn't have to worry about COVID virus. It would be all clean. What if I would take this $20 bill and rip it in half? How many of you would still want it? Raise your hand. It doesn't lose its value. No matter what is done to this $20 bill, it doesn't lose its value. And you are the same way. You do not lose your value. All those things I mentioned could be part of your life. Sometimes you feel like you're all pushed together and things are crowding in on you. Sometimes you feel like you're stomped on. Sometimes you feel like you've been run over. Sometimes you feel like you've been put through the wash. Sometimes you feel like you've been ripped in half. But you still have value. It doesn't make any difference who you are, whether you come from a rich or a poor house, whether you are male or female. It does not make any difference. You have value. Don't forget that in whatever you do. Here's the second thing. Your dreams have value. Now, one of my favorite things to do is watch true stories on TV, either movies or stuff, and one of my most favorite true story is called Rudy. Rudy was a high school football player. He was 5'6", 165 pounds. Wasn't much of a football player. But his dream was to go to the University of Notre Dame, play football there, and be able to walk out that tunnel into the stadium with 80,000 fans cheering for him. His brothers all said, nah, and they laughed at him. His dad said, no, stay here, start to work in the mill just like everybody else does, and earn a living, buy a house, get a family, have a family, so on and so forth. He even signed up one day to go on a visit with his high school to Notre Dame University. Just as he was getting on the bus, getting ready to get on the bus, a teacher pulled him aside and said, Rudy, you shouldn't go. You're not good enough. You'll never make it into Notre Dame. When he did start to work at the mill, he had people in the mill that would just laugh at him when he said he wanted to go to Notre Dame. Your dreams have value. So one of Rudy's best friends, who also worked at the mill with him, was killed in an accident. And that night, at the end of his funeral, Rudy packed up his bag, got on a bus, and went to the University of Notre Dame. He had not been registered there. He had not been accepted there. He got there early in the morning, like 6 o'clock, and the only thing that was open was the security guard at the front gate. The security guard got him in touch with a priest. And the priest told him that he should go to a junior college close by, get his grades up, and then apply to go to Notre Dame. And he did exactly that. His first semester as a freshman at this junior college, his grades were up. He had B's and A's. And he applied to the University of Notre Dame, and he got denied. His second semester, at the end of his second semester of his freshman year at this college, he applied again and got denied. His first semester of his sophomore year, he applied again and got denied. Finally, the fourth time that he tried, he got accepted to the University of Notre Dame. Don't you let anyone tell you your dreams can't be accomplished. So the beginning of his junior year, he decides to go out for the football team. The coach at that time allowed walk-ons. He walked onto the team and he made the team. Another dream that he had that had been accomplished. Here was one problem. He made the scout team. Now, if you're not familiar with college football, the scout team is the team that runs the offense and defense of the opposing team that they're going to play that week. So they're basically human dummies. They get beat on. The chances of them ever playing in a game are slim, very, very slim. But his second dream was accomplished. Don't let anybody ever tell you that you can't accomplish your dreams. The third point I'd like to make to you is there is potential for value in whatever you do. Let's use this football team here for a second. Wellsboro football team. You may think the center isn't very valuable, but if the center doesn't center the ball, there is no offensive play. The quarterback doesn't get any glory. The running back doesn't get any glory. The receiver doesn't get any glory. So you can't or you don't want to go to a 4-year college. Do you know here in Wellsboro there is a 1-year program to become an LPN? At Mansfield University there is a 1-year program to become a police officer. There are programs out there for 15 weeks to become a lineman for an electric company. You don't have value just because you go to a 4-year college. You can have value in other ways. Let me give you 2 examples of 2 people that I know. One kid decided not to go to college. His dad has a plumbing business, so his dad taught him that business. He's soon going to take over the business because his dad's going to retire. The last time I talked to them, they made $350,000 in 1 year. There's a gentleman that I know that graduated from Wellsboro. He decided not to go to college. He decided not to even go to a 2-year college. He went and started to work with a mason, learned the mason trade, and now has his own business. He didn't have to go to college to have value. Some of you may decide you just want to go out into the workforce. Well, let me take a real simple example. There's no other job that you can get in Wellsboro other than stocking shelves. Think about this. If that person doesn't stock shelves, then people will stop coming because there's no food on the shelves. If people stop coming because there's no food on the shelves, then everybody else that works in that business will lose their jobs. You can have value in whatever you do. So Rudy accomplished 2 of his goals. What about the third one? Well, his work effort and all the time that he put into that scout team paid off because his teammates saw the value in him. And I hope I don't get choked up here, but one by one, the starters on that team walked into the coach's office, put their jersey on the coach's desk, and said, "I want Rudy to dress in my place." He accomplished all the goals that he had, all the dreams that he had. Don't you let anybody ever tell you that you can't accomplish that. So you're wondering about the $20 bill. Well, Rudy's number was 45. So if you're ranked 45 in the class of 2020, you'll be getting a $20 bill from me. Remember, you still have value. Your dreams have value. There is potential for value in whatever you do. To the class of 2020, congratulations and God bless you.
At this time, we will have our 2020 salutatorian speech by Faith Avery. Come right over here, Faith.
First, I would like to say thank you to everyone who came to hear me speak. I am honored to be the one speaking before you as Wellsboro High School's 2020 salutatorian. Every one of us has a dream, a goal which pushes us to try harder and be better. My biggest goal in my life thus far is this moment. The moment where I can speak to you freely about my experiences, and the moment in which I can congratulate my fellow classmates on stepping towards their future happiness. I have always wanted to contribute to my school in some way. Looking back, I have done that. I have shown younger generations that with tremendous dedication and heart, dreams can be achieved, along with the bliss of making this dream reality. Don't think for 1 second that achieving your dreams is easy. There have been numerous times where I have considered taking the easy path, which for me was consuming all the junk in my house and binge watching Netflix. These obstacles that make achieving a dream seem impossible are purposeful. They test your inner strength and determination. So I encourage everyone to never give up, even if the outcome is not in your favor. I guess the most important thing that I am honestly still learning is to love myself. We all know the phrase, "You are your toughest critic." That is very true, and because I can be my worst nightmare, I often end up wishing I was someone else. That thought, though, only lasts 1 second, for I have so many people who love me for me, not some scripted version of myself. In your darkest times and bleakest days, those who love you will be your sun, rising every morning to be the light of your life. You don't need 100 suns or even 10 suns. Having one sun to shine for you is enough. So I would like everyone in the gloomiest moment to look at the sky and find the ray which illuminates your world. There is something I always do whenever I am on the phone with people important to me. Right before we hang up, I tell them, "I love you." Because if something happened to me, I would want their final words to be, "I love you too." With this comes no regrets. If you want to join the army, join. If you want to become a famous singer, sing. If you want to be the president, campaign. If you want to be faster than the Flash, run. You know what these things have in common? They all come down to you and the effort you put into achieving these things. And so, we have circled back to dreams and goals. These dreams, goals, and all that comes with them are unavoidable, shaping our lives and our futures. So congratulations to the class of 2020. I wish you the best of luck in the future, and I love you.
This time we will have the 2020 valedictorian, John Kotz, to come up and give a speech. Hold on, I'm going to put this thing on your medal. Yeah, you better. I don't think I can get it any other way. Thank you.
To the graduating class of 2020, the group of peers that I am honored to have called my friends, the group that has worked tirelessly to be where we are today at this very moment. We did it. Our time has finally arrived. Granted, I do not believe this is how any of us envisioned it would go. The threat of a global pandemic has hindered us, but we are strong. Despite everything, we have persevered and made it our goal to succeed, and we have. I am not here to dwell on the negatives. After all, this will be one of the most monumental moments of our lives, and we certainly earned it. As we all branch out of our nests, going wherever the tides of life push us, we must remember a few things. For one, change, while scary, is a good thing. I do not know where everyone here will end up 5, 10, 20 years from now. Some of us may be just down the road from each other, while others may be continents away. Just never forget where you came from. Home is where the heart is, and I hope a bit of your heart remains here. Next, always remain true to yourself. I said change was a good thing, but one thing you should never have to change is who you are. Do not let the actions and words of others affect the content of your character. There are 7.5 billion people on this earth, but only one you. I am personally glad to have met each and every one of you. After all, there's no one out there quite like you. When presented with an opportunity, do not be afraid to take risks, within reason. Do not look back on your life wishing you had agreed to do something or wanting to have said yes instead of no. Obviously, do not do anything stupid that could cause you harm, but you only get one life. Live it to its fullest. When you retire and reflect on the events of your life, will you be satisfied with how it turned out? That's for you to decide. And finally, don't forget to take some time every now and then to just smile. Enjoy life. All of our lives have had their fair share of downs and low points, and we certainly all have more to come. Despite this, always, and I mean always, look on the bright side of life. If you move forward with your head down, you won't know where you're going. Even if your future is bright, when your head hangs low, you can't see it. By keeping your head up, you can actively move towards your goal, no matter what it may be. Regardless of what life throws at you, keep moving with your head up high and a smile on your face. It will work wonders, trust me. So as this message comes to a close, just remember that all of us have the potential to make a lasting change in this world. It does not depend on the talent and skills that we have, but what we do with them. So now, as we make this large step into adulthood and the next big stage of our lives, I must ask, the world is ours now. What will we do with it? Thank you.
To present our diplomas, Dr. Brenda Freeman, Superintendent of Schools, and Mr. Jeremy Bird, Assistant Principal of the high school.
Faith Ashley Avery. Savannah Jade Baltsley. Carrie Ann Baldwin. Ethan James Blakely. Derek Edward Bolt. Zion Autumn Brigé Burris. Aiden James Cannon. Abigail Marie Colton. Andrew Nathan Delp. Zachary Joseph Holler. Trevor William Lewis Hockster. Gavin Robert Knowlton. Emma Jean Losinger. Gibson Dark Luminella. Georgia Lynn Mazinski. Annie Helen Martin. Wyatt Charles LaRue Stock. Dylan Tome. Serena K. Weatherford. Bethany Ray Zakowski. Jasmine Elizabeth Blackwell. Katie Boyden. Tana Elizabeth Carlton. Dylan Thomas Clark. Nina Jane Coolidge. Claudia Marie Esposito. Logan William Gamble. Maya Keaton Grimes. Micah James Christopher Jane. Taylor Paige Makeley. Dana Michelle Otis. Andrew William Prouty. Noah Benjamin Reck. Sean Alvin Burdette Starks. Lakota Lynn Thompson. Jacob Allen Trowbridge. Sarah Jean West. Taylor Renee Weatherby. Tyron Palmer Wetzel. Robert Allen Wisniewski II. Kelsey Nicole Wilson. Kylie Nicole Butler. Alexandra Nicole Chilson. Elaine Frances Dickinson. Angela Marie DeBachler. Ashayla Lene Faulkner. Astrid Elizabeth Halkvog. Casey Lynn Holslander. John Christian Kotz. Madeline Rose Mann. Melinda Elizabeth Manning. Russell Warren Mee. Chelsea Jean Morris. Hope Lynn Niver. Elizabeth Joy Perry. Kathleen Van Luan Rosario. Avery Leanne Shirley. Jenna Elizabeth Smith. Mackenzie Lynn Swigert. Katarina Elizabeth Swindrowski. Carter Gabriel Whitmer. Ryan Margaret Adams. Just gonna go out there and wait. Catherine Elizabeth Brock. Ethan Clark Brought. Alex Lynn Burrell. Caitlin Julia Callahan. Lucas Adonis Citrino. Keegan Asif Clemens. Carson Tyler Davis.
I don't get to send you to the chiropractor.
Riley Paige Gurgis. Tyler Andrew Hancock. Aiden Michael Hauser. Logan Lee Henry. Andrew Eric Larson.
Y'all need it, buddy.
I know, oddly.
William Richard Lechler. Clayton Andrew Orsborn. Austin J. Richards. Lauren Page Singer. Megan Marie Starkweather. Brianna Elise Tuttle. Silas Joseph Wagaman. Logan Christopher Abel. Nicholas Charles Bowen. Jasmine Elizabeth Iseri. Frank Aaron Hewitt. Jaden Elizabeth Lacoe. Luke Anthony Leach. Thomas James Marble. Daniel Paul Mitchell. Ty Jeffrey Morrill. Austin John Edward Ott. Dalton William Ottolini. Rayanne Nellie Pierce. Daniel Nicholas Roy. David Michael Short. Robert Dow Tardeau. Brennan Michael Warner. Justin David Wilcox. Ella Grace Brill. Trinity May Crane. Malachi Constantis Dodge. Ryan Francis Klein. Elijah Hazen Layton. Dean Austin Maldana. Nathan Edward Smith. Sebastian Eugene Smith. Trenton Russell Winkler. Brendan Chain Young.
As the acting principal of the Wellsboro High School, I hereby certify the previously named students that they have completed the requirements necessary to receive a diploma from the Wellsboro Area School District and they are entitled to all privileges and opportunities this may bring. Seniors, please stand. Signify this by moving your tassels from right to left. Graduates, at this time, you may celebrate your accomplishment. Please join us for the Wellsboro Alma Mater. We will now have the ringing of the Todd Antone Memorial Bell by juniors Sarah Mosier and Caleb Nuss. Families, friends, community, please congratulate the class of 2020 as we begin our class recessional.
Amen.